Okay, welcome to the second lesson of this first module. We're going to be setting up your store. And as you can see here, we have the Shopify dashboard. There's a whole bunch of information going on. We're going to eventually get familiar with the dashboard. But for now, what we're going to do is really just to set up some of the store details and the brand section and actually put a password on the store and the storefront will be inaccessible until we go live. So right now we're going to start first with some store details. You can see all the way down here to the left. If you come all the way down to where we have the settings, click on the settings, and then you have a whole bunch of options. We're going to start with the store details, which is the first selection. And I will go through this right now. To set up this class, I do have a practical business, which I call Lumilux. It's a jewelry brand, and that's what we'll be using throughout this e-commerce class or e-commerce setup. So in that case, let's update this. My store name will be called Lumilux, which is the brand. And a store phone number, I'm just going to put a random bunch of numbers here. 545, just so you get the gist. Okay, let's save that. So we have the store number, we have the store email, the business address. If you do have a business address, you can put it here. The legal business name, you have to be certain of that. This is typically the name of your LLC. This is super important for invoicing and things like that because this is literally your billing information. So in this case, let's say Lumi Lux LLC. And the address, I'll just add, any address here. Let's say Bakersfield. If you have a PO box, whatever business address you have, you can put this here, and then we save. And the stock currency, US dollars is fine. If you have any other store currency, you could definitely come here, click on change the currency, and there's a whole bunch of selections. It could be Canadian dollars, USD, but we're going with USD right now, and so I'm not updating that. The time zone for this specific business is PT Pacific time because we're based in California, so only at Pacific time. But I think this should automatically detect your location. If it doesn't, feel free to update it. The imperial system is a choice of unit system, and obviously the pounds versus the ounce. And order ID, this is just how your orders will appear. So like the first order you get, 1001, 1002, 3. I think it's fine to leave this as is. You don't need to update this. So at this point, all this is saved. And we're done with the store details. So the next thing we will look at now is the brand section. And I know in one of the earlier modules, I spoke about that being a prerequisite. We spoke about a bunch of prerequisites that you need before you move forward. A lot of them will apply here. We need your logo, your square logo, your colors, cover image in some cases, slogan, short description, and social links. These are super important. You want to set up your store with all or most of these information because it helps your store show up better generally. So let's set that up right now with my with my business, with my created business right now. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is add in a default logo. I have a default logo created. We want to drag and drop that image. Actually, I'll drag and drop a couple of images. So we have this guy. and this one. Now drag a third one. So we have choices. I'll start with the black one. I think this looks fine for now. Let's go with this. Lumilux. Perfect. This was strictly designed by us for this class. So let's get a square logo going. So we have two lovely square logos here, and I'll drag both of them. And they're uploading. So we have this. I like the black one, so I'll go with the black one too, the one with the black background. So now we have Lumilux. We have a square logo for Lumilux. Preview is square. So let's talk about the colors now. Here you just need the hexes. They're called the hexes for the colors. And you could always, when you create a brand board for your brand, you typically come with certain colors from the primary to the secondary colors, and you should have the hexes so they're easily identifiable. So let's add the primary color. As you can see, our primary color here is gold. So I just copy and paste. And I'm missing a couple. I'm missing this. Let's see. 1 second. Let me do that again. Okay, so this is the hex. 0. Okay. So this is our primary color, which is gold. Now let's do a secondary color. And this is the secondary color. Perfect. So now we have the primary and we have a secondary color. You could always add a contrasting color, and I'll leave the contrasting color as white for the primary color. And you could always add a secondary contrasting color, but right now both of them are set as white. And you could also add another secondary color, because sometimes we have multiple colors. I just base this based off of 2 colors. Sometimes we have 3, 4, 5 brand colors depending on your brand. A cover image, I'll leave that for now, and I would love to add the slogan though. So let's do a slogan. In this case, I'll call this slogan "Adorn Your Essence." Just make it a little bit deep, you know. Now let's go to the next one, which is a short description of the brand. This is a jewelry brand, like I mentioned earlier, so everything is aligning in terms of like the jewelry. So I'm going to post this here, crafted to reflect your brilliance. It's just perfect. Social links. I definitely didn't create social links for this case, so I will just go with some modem.hq social links. Let's start with YouTube. I will use, you just copy the full URL of your social page. So see how it comes out here, youtube.com/c/whatever. In this case, this is modem.hq. Add a couple more. Let's do Instagram, and all our social links are at modem.hq or underscore in terms of the YouTube, but so modem.hq. And let's do one more. Let's do Facebook. Facebook is modem.hq. I see we have an error in the Instagram one, and what might that error be? Let's see, TPS, oh, the www. So let's take this out. And let's see, facebook.com, that's fine. We still have an error with Instagram. HTTPS Instagram /Instagram.com/ this should be fine. Let's see. What's missing here? Seem to not be seeing what's missing right now, so Let's run that one more time. So Command A, I'll delete this right now. And let's copy again. Actually, I'll just do this, copy as is, and just replace it. I think that works better. Modem.hq, uppercase, no. Modem.hq. Okay. So I think that's enough with the social media links, but feel free to add the social media pages for your business um, on here, because these will typically be used in the footer of the whatever theme we decide to work with. So at this point, come up to the top right and save. So that's for your branding. We went through the store details and the branding. So let's go back to the dashboard. And just to familiarize ourselves with the dashboard before we go to the next lesson, we do have home orders. Your orders typically come in here when you have orders from your customers. Products, we'll get to this. This is where you define your products and your collections. Your customer base is located in its own section. Contents are literally things that we've uploaded. You see how we have files. All the files I just uploaded are stored in the content section. Finances is self-explanatory. It's just as soon as you start doing business, a bunch of your financial details or transactions will show up here. Analytics helps you understand. That's where all the data is stored. Helps you understand your sales by channel, online store sessions, a bunch of reports to generate off of the analytics tab. Marketing is, just automations, your email newsletters, those type of things. And discounts is really where you could create discount codes. We also have the sales channels, which points you to your online store, and that's where your actual theme lies, your blog posts, some pages where you can actually create standalone pages, and the navigation menu, which we'll get to, and preferences. And we also have POS section and shop section. So now that we're super familiar with what the dashboard is like, we will go to the next step, which is module 2. And there we should be customizing your online store. I'll see you at the next module.